What's up, guys, and welcome to my first video of 2019. Over New Year's, my friends and I went to Sayulita, Mexico, but I couldn't leave without recording something for you guys. What's up, guys, and welcome from Mexico. I'm Mike Sasser, boudoir photographer in Los Angeles, California, but today is our last day in Mexico. I thought that I would do something a little different today. Okay, so if you're not following me on Instagram, I definitely recommend checking it out. What I'm going to start doing is doing my question and answer, asking the question on Instagram, and then making my YouTube video answering all of those questions. So let's get to answering some questions. First of all, I hope you guys are having a killer new year. Okay, so the first question is, what got you into boudoir shooting? What do you love most about your job? So, yeah, I'm gonna have to stop stepping on the chair. So the first thing that got me into boudoir was honestly just making a little extra money in the wintertime. I had a space that was close enough. I took a little workshop that showed me that, you know, it wasn't that much different, you know, business-wise from shooting something like high school senior portraits. You know, the subject matter was different, but obviously pre-consults, selling albums, all of that was basically the same. So what I decided to do was just start a website and start making a little extra money in the wintertime when I wasn't shooting weddings. Of course, this turned into my passion and everything that I do now. So if you want to see more about that little history of mine, definitely check out this video on why I quit shooting weddings to pursue boudoir, which I will link. The second part of that question is, what do you love most about your job? You know, as of recently, what I've loved most is sharing with other photographers and giving them the strength and the knowledge and the ability to go out and shoot something they're passionate about. That's been really amazing. Boudoir specifically has been a lot about, I think the best part is you're going to hear from a lot of boudoir photographers is hearing from their clients what an amazing experience it was, watching the expression on their faces change when they see their pictures, just really seeing the impact that you make. You know, to me, it's just it's the most emotional form of photography, and it makes the biggest difference in somebody's life, and that's why I think it's just so amazing. As a 25-year-old, is there an ideal demographic, an ideal boudoir demographic to advertise to? So within boudoir, there are many different kinds of women who would be interested in this experience. Everybody from, like, I personally have shot anything from an 18-year-old to women in their 60s. I photograph women who are getting married and doing it as a gift. I photograph women who, really the range. So you basically find what you connect to and what you're interested in, who you connect to the most, and you market to that group. Okay, what do I shoot with? So I shoot with an A9, which I love. If you want to see more about the lenses that I shoot with, I'll link that video above. But I love the A9 because of the no blackout shooting, and it's just a super light camera experience after, you know, going to mirrorless. So that's what I shoot with. That's what I love. They've been discounted at the time of watching this video. They're about $3,500 now. You know, I recommend the Sony A7 III to anybody who doesn't need, or who, like, no blackout shooting isn't a deal breaker for them, because it does pretty much the same thing and it has most of the same features, but for about half the price. But again, cameras are just, you know, they're cameras. They're what cameras are. So you won't be able to tell if I shot a picture with a Canon camera or if I shot a picture with a Nikon camera or a Sony camera. You're not really going to be able to tell. So definitely don't let that bog you down. Get started, go out and shoot, make it happen. How many photos do I aim to have for a client? So clients receive about 60 to 80 pictures to choose from, and then narrow it down from there. So that's what I'm trying to get for every client. If I can get them between 60 and 80, I know I'll have a pretty good shot at upselling them 25, 35 images. So that's really the goal that I'm aiming for. Did you ever feel out of your depth, overwhelmed when you started boudoir? Absolutely. I didn't know. I was pretty comfortable with the camera, but as far as the poses, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. And I think that I just sort of powered through it, but I remember the nights before boudoir shoots, I would check my bag, I'd make sure my batteries were charged, format my memory cards, and check the studio, and check the weather, you know, make sure the sun was going to be out. I'd clean up the space. I just did so much to get ready because I was so nervous about having a client come over that I would actually have to shoot. So I definitely felt overwhelmed in the beginning, and now that I've done it enough times, it's just, I have confidence in myself that whatever happens, whoever comes in, whatever wardrobe they bring, if it's sunny, if it's raining, if the light's good, if the light's not, whatever the scenario, I feel confident now that I'll be able to give them a good experience. How to offer boudoir to clients without looking creepy. I do portraits and fashion. I get this question all of the time. How do I not look creepy? And I think that is something that we project on others. You know, we feel like if this is a genre that men want to photograph, then they must be doing it for all of the wrong reasons. And I think if you can come at it from a place where you are truly doing it for the right reasons, and you can convey that, first of all, I don't think it matters what other people think. I have plenty of people that, comments on my YouTube that are just like, oh, guys just want to shoot this to see naked women. Sure, that exists. We call them guys with cameras, GWC. But if you're doing it for the right reasons, and you connect with people for the right reasons, then the clients that you have an impact on, they're going to get so much out of the experience that it's not going to matter what somebody who doesn't want to hire you thinks. You know, you should really only be caring about the people who want to hire you. They're your clients. No question, just a high five for 30K. Thanks. The next international travel destination. So obviously I'm in Mexico right now, but coming up I've got Hawaii. In late January, I'm going to be shooting some stuff for you guys out there. And then that's pretty much it. That's all the international travel that I have planned. I would love to go to Australia. I'm a big tennis guy, so I'd love to wrap a workshop in with going to the Australian Open. I've always wanted to be able to do that. We'll see what this year brings as far as travel. How'd you start building your boudoir clientele? Slowly for sure. Initially, you just shoot a bunch. Any chance you get, you shoot. The more people that see your work, the more people will know that you shoot boudoir. The more people will share your work. The more people will see that you are working. Work sort of breeds more work, as my friend Austin Trenholm says. Work breeds more work. So if you have nothing in your schedule, set up shoots anyway. And then posting that it'll generate more clients. So my top marketing tip is just to shoot more. Shoot more, post more. The next one is I answered in the 5 things that I would start over in my boudoir photography, which I will link above and below. Both. So make sure you don't miss it. When you were first starting, how often were you doing boudoir sessions? Not that often. I did about 15 to 20 in my first year. I'll have to go back and really see those numbers, but about 15 to 20. Then I did like 30 my second year, and now I'm at about 50. I wasn't charging very much when I first started, you know. I was only charging around $600 total, $200 for the shoot, $250 for the shoot, $250, $350 for the album. So I was very affordable when I first started. And as that started to grow and my name started to grow and my clientele started to grow. And so, you know, I recommend when you're first starting to, you know, the goal is just to have as many experiences as you can, to shoot as much as you can, and increase your pricing as your business grows. Just realizing how unbuttoned my shirt is right now. That's better. What is the one thing you remember from your first shoot? Where was that? So I was actually 21 when I did my very first shoot. And my friend, we had done a couple of regular portraits prior, and she said, hey, I want to do a boudoir shoot with just a guy's shirt and nothing else. You know, what do you think? And I was like, I've never done that before, but let's do it. And they were terrible. I remember not knowing what I was doing. I remember using a light that I had used for like outdoor portraits, but I didn't really know how to use them inside. I remember not knowing how to pose her. I remember feeling awkward about asking her to, you know, get into the certain poses because, you know, I was 21 and I was nervous and I'd never done anything like this before. But I remember 1 or 2 pictures were really, really good. But looking back, I'm so glad that I had that experience really early in my photography career. Looking forward, you know, to kind of see how far that I've come, you know, basically just starting and to do it with somebody who I was friends with was super, super cool. If you could go back and invest in something you didn't have in the beginning, what would it be? I would recommend watching that video, that 5 things that I would do differently if I first started. I've got the 3 things that I recommend that you spend money on and something that I recommend that you don't spend money on. But the short answer is I'd spend more money on education, I'd spend more money on sample albums, and I would spend more money on a brand. Those are the 3 big ones. When you first started shooting, did you almost quit, and why? So no, actually, I never really almost quit boudoir because it was always my secondary thing until it was my full thing. So when I started shooting weddings, you know, that was just sort of my thing. And so boudoir was extra. Boudoir was bonus, you know. So if I didn't shoot much boudoir, then that didn't change my life. And if I shot more boudoir, it didn't really change my life either. So I never really had a breaking point. Moving out to LA was tough to get started, but giving it 110% was really the best decision I ever made to stop shooting weddings and only shoot boudoir. Let's see, can I come out just to watch you work? No, I actually don't do anything like that. When I'm working, it's just me and the client. The client's experience is the number one most important thing to me. So I don't have anybody else present, no photographers, no assistants, anything like that. I do have an online course that you guys can check out. It's called the Boudoir Accelerator course, where I've got 50 minutes of just my 25 top boudoir poses, so you can see me work in that environment. It's been really amazing. The feedback has been really good on it. So if you're interested in that, I'll link that below as well, and I'll send a link. You can actually just go watch the first 5 minutes of it for free. You just get 3 free poses, so you can kind of see me talk with the client. I am going to be offering some more workshops this year, which I'm really excited about. So stay tuned for that. Why don't you use lights for photo shoots? So I'll give you like the super short answer. I've got a video coming out on this in the future, but basically I don't want anything between me and the client. And the most important thing for me is the client experience. And so if I am spending a lot of time looking at my settings and adjusting the light, then that takes, it creates a break. I'm taking my attention away from them to give to this technology. So they say, I don't know what to do with my hands. What am I supposed to do with my hands? And I say, hold on a sec, I just have to make this adjustment on this light. Just give me 1 second. And then I'll take a test shot and something's not quite on. Okay, hold on, I just have to change one more setting and then it'll be good to go. And then I start shooting. I don't want that. I want to be able to just connect with them. So that's the first thing. The second thing is really about their comfort level. I think the more gear that you bring out and the more intense, kind of stuff is around, the more intimidated they feel. So I don't want to have like big giant softbox set up right over their face while I'm trying to talk to them and get them comfortable. I want it to feel more like we're just spending time together in a room, something that they can feel comfortable with. I've found that, at least for me, that reduces their sort of intimidation on the whole process of boudoir. So those are really the main reasons why I don't like to shoot with strobes. Struggles in your life. This is a really good question. I would say that a big struggle in my life, not a big one, but kind of one that has been repeated, is feeling like I don't necessarily have something unique to offer, and I know a lot of creatives feel this way. But I've definitely gone through periods where I've thought, everything I do is just an amalgam of a bunch of other photographers. Everything that I create is just inspired by or looks just like somebody else's. And it can really leave you feeling like, what do you have to offer? What do you have to share? Why would somebody choose you in the first place? That happened when starting to create education. So the main reason why I started sharing some information in the first place was because a friend did it, and I thought that looked fun, and so I started to do it, and I realized that, the reason why I did it was based on somebody else's choice. Now, after I've created this channel and shared so much more, I felt like I've connected so much more with why I do it and how I do it and what I get out of it. Is very purely mine, but that is for sure a struggle in my life over and over again, that my actions are influenced by other people, and sometimes I feel like I've got a little bit of loss of identity. So that's something that this has really helped me with, to be able to just share my voice and the way that I do things, and I've been really appreciative that you guys have stuck around and listened for so long. All right, I think that wraps up today's Q&A section. Now it is time for us to check out, head back to LA, get back to the comfort zone, but I'm going to have to say goodbye to this.